Hello, hello, welcome everybody, welcome. Hello, welcome. So I'm setting up right now. You guys already know I don't normally traditional in a traditional form. I don't prepare in a traditional way. I tend to like go throughout my day and then, you know, I write down notes here and there. It's not like I have this studio where I'm at a desk, the whole time figuring out how I'm gonna start my live stream or my video tutorials. I just, think of things and I note it down a little bit. I jot it down and that's it. The preparing part of having everything ready before I start streaming, I don't do that either. I just press the button, start streaming, start recording, and that's it. And as you can see, all you can see right now is my YouTube live channel. Yeah. Who starts like that? Eh, I don't think that should be the main purpose right now. The main purpose is to get the get the work done, right? So let's go ahead and start. So as of right now, I've been working with Codex Chat GPT. We are building an AI video editing application. I want to go ahead and add some new features. We are we're close. We're close to finishing up. I think we're doing an amazing job. We've gone very far. Um, we've ran multiple tests, and some of them failed, and then we figured it out, and next thing you know, they passed. So, it's troubleshooting, it's learning as you go, and we're moving forward, which is the most important part, right? And we're gonna go ahead and start where we left off. But before we do that, I've decided to add some new features, and these new features are gonna be pretty much, well, what I want is, besides creating a AI video editing application, I want it to be voice to recognize the user's voice and be able to edit videos based on the prompts that we give them verbally. I also want an actual AI to listen, and basically I want to turn it I want an assistant. So besides us being able to edit the videos manually, we can also ask our assistant verbally, "Hey, cut the first 2 minutes of the video," and he will do it. You know, and then we don't have to be hands on. The assistant will do it for us. So that's that's a feature that I want to that we're gonna you know eventually add to the AI video editing application eventually, and that's the feature that I'm gonna focus on this session live stream, and hopefully we'll get it done tonight. If not, that's fine. I'm tired. My job is on my feet all day, my 9 to 5. So I took a little nap, and hopefully I'll have enough energy to make it happen. So I noticed that I closed some of my docs on my OBS. You can't see my OBS right now because I have it hidden, but I don't think you guys should worry about that. Let me just go ahead and okay, I need my chat doc. Make sure that I can see what's going on in my chat. And I also want the other. Okay, let's open up stats. I want to make sure that my OBS is working optimum. This tells me the disk space available, the CPU usage, the stream and the recording, total data output, and bitrate. So if I need to reset it, I'll reset it. It's funny, I had two buttons here. Now I only have one. I don't think I need to reset it. And If you guys want to understand what I'm doing here, you want me to make a video about that, please leave a comment below in my YouTube channel, and I would gladly, or Twitch, and I would gladly do so. Or you could send me a instant message. Okay, which one else am I missing here? Stream information, no. Full height dot, no. Okay, so we good on this end. I'm gonna go ahead and start the building process. Let me see. First of all, I need to get the prompt, because the prompt okay, so I'm using 3 user agents. The first one is ChatGPT Codex, the second one is Gemini, and the third one is my Git Copilot. All right, that's the third one, which is in my VS Code here. Okay, so what I'm doing is that ChatGPT is giving me the instructions, and then I vetted the instructions, I vetted the code that he's giving me, and then I pass it to VS Code, Git Copilot, and he actually parses, or he actually, you know, builds the code and applies it to the application that we're building. And if I have any questions, I'll go ahead and talk to Gemini, or and any of the 3. So that's how I am doing this application. I don't want them to do everything. I want to make sure to make the final decision, and in the sense that it's a yes or a no. When it comes to the coding part, my senior coding developer is ChatGPT, and then the other 2, then obviously Git Copilot implements it, and then Gemini gives me some advice here and there, you know. Okay, great. So let's move on. Everything is working. My mic is working. My mass camera is working, which is that yellow circle that you see here. All right, that you see here somewhere. All right, great. So where did we leave off? Right, the last response was based on the CUDA. We had some failures here, and we fixed it. It was based on the path environmental variables. They weren't communicating correctly with the dependencies and the package and the libraries. Yeah. So if we look at the response I was getting from ChatGPT, you'll notice that we were running these tests on PowerShell. It was based on Run Whisper CUDA integration, and this was set to true. Whisper allow model downloads. This was set to true. And eventually, when it all worked out, we cleared the integration variables. All right. So basically, we were giving them permission to do their job. This is what this means here. Well, here it's clearing it right now. It's removing it. But if we look over here at the top, you see they were given the permission to run Whisper CUDA integration, to Whisper allow model download. Whisper model was tiny, and then the device, Whisper device, was CUDA. Whisper compute type is flow 16. And then test video path. This was the video that we were testing all this. We were running tests on this video, and it passed. And success, right? Milestone 5 is fully approved. The screenshot confirms CUDA integration passed. Whisper actually use your RTX 3080, which is, I believe, my video card, right? Let me see more details. Let me ask on side chat. Again, guys, I am by no means an expert. Maybe I've been called an expert, but I'm not a self-proclaimed expert. I've been doing this for almost 20 years. So what's going on here? It said ask in the I did, but okay, so He expects me to manually ask. I thought it would actually write the question or the prompt for me, not the complete prompt. At least put the section that I highlighted, right? So let's see what he tells me about this. I'm not a hardware expert, but I know that this has to be a video card. My friend built this computer for me, and I've been doing um, IT technical work almost for the better part of my life. But I've always enjoyed the coding part, the programming part, the configuration part, the setup part. The hardware to me was like too easy. I was like, no, I want to know how it works. How does it think? I don't want to know what it's made out of. The brain. I know it has a brain. I know it has eyes. I know it has ears. But how do they work? That was my main interest, and it still is. But he enjoys knowing how to build it. So I guess best of both worlds, right? The RTX 3080 is your laptop dedicated NVIDIA graphic processor. Oh, it's a GPU, graphic processor unit. In this project, it accelerates, right? Local whisper speech transcription, right? Uh, fast forward MPEG encoding when configured for NVIDIA and NVEC. Other future AI workload. Your laptop version has 8 gigabyte of dedicated video memory, right? We confirmed that Whisper successfully used it through CUDA. This is separate from your Ryzen CPU and the integrated AMD Radeon graphic. This is separate from your Ryzen CPU, central processing unit, and the integrated AMD Radeon graphic. The RTX 3080 is a more powerful processor for AI and video workload. Great. I like the fact that he didn't give me an abundance of information, even though that's what I preferred because the more the merrier. And information is not information unless if you find it informative. In other words, it doesn't exist if you don't find it informative. Like literally it doesn't exist. You could grab a physical book right now, read it, and if you don't find it informative, it doesn't exist because what you're gonna do, you're gonna lay it down and it's gonna literally disappear because you're not gonna pay attention to it, right? It's gonna be somewhere catching dust. Whatever's the case, that was a silly scenario. All right, so let's see what I'm gonna do now, right? Okay, let's see. Okay, great. So let's recap a little bit as we were doing. So what we accomplished, right? 85 tests passed, by the way. That so I want you guys to understand. I'm I'm not only teaching you guys, I'm also teaching myself. I mean, it would be nice if I can have, somebody teach me too. But in this case, we got user agent doing that job. But yeah, we'll speak about that later. So what we accomplished, right? The application can now subscribe real video to speech locally using either CPU as a reliable fallback and video GPU for faster processing. Okay. Yeah, so now I want to go go back to what I just said because now it's in the back of my head, right? It would be nice if I had somebody teaching me too, like what's wrong with that? It's not wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But how many people do you come across that know what they're doing? I'm sure you could go to Google and find YouTube videos that could do this for us, and we learn how to do it, you know? But when you learn how to teach yourself, give a man a fish for a day, give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. Show him how to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime, right? That's my whole um that's pretty much what I'm giving you guys. That's the approach that giving you guys, the takeaway. Again, we go back to my notes right here. See, I'm not going to teach you how to code. I'm going to teach you how to learn how to code. Basically, your own learning loop, right? So the mindset is again, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. So master this framework and you can teach yourself any language from scratch. So you can read this, pause the video, whatever. All right, so I like this. What we accomplished is amazing. And I did this all in one day. Okay, so that's amazing. Okay, so the application can now transcribe raw video speech locally using either CPU as a reliable fallback or NVIDIA GPU for faster processing. It amazes me that the GPU is faster when it comes to this, faster than the actual central processing unit, which is the computer chip, right? I would like one of these days I'm gonna do a little study about that because how can the graphic card, right, or graphic processing unit be faster than the actual brain? It is mind-boggling at this moment. So if one of you guys know what we're talking about here, you could definitely leave a comment below, and that would be a big up, two thumbs up, and thank you in advance, right? So the complete flow is working. Okay, so we go from um uploading the video to node.js to Python worker to Whisper GPU and then timestamp transcripts, right? So basically the output through this process, the final output is to get timestamp transcript. Obviously, that's what the flow is saying right here, right? The flow chart, right? And milestone 6 is transcript semantic boundary candidate, right? Right. So let's see what he says over here. So this prompt, what does it do? This to me is it's a skill prompt. It's not a basic prompt where you type in like a half a paragraph or two sentences. This is more like, in depth. It's like, okay, I made it clear to you what you need to do. Now do it. You know, it's high quality, right? Uh, and if you guys want to know how I got to this point, you can put a comment below. I would love to show you guys, or you can watch my previous videos. They're all saved on YouTube, all right? My channel is right here. If you guys want to follow, that would be amazing. It's you can see it. No, you can't see it. Where would I stream settings? Let me see. All right, so let's just go ahead and open a new tab and you'll see my channel. Click over here. And it's KP Dev Design, all right, guys? That's my channel. So if you guys want to join in, I'm live every day. I'm live. It doesn't matter what time. After my 9 to 5, I come home around 6 p.m. I can go from 6 to 3 in the morning. Sometimes my days off, I'm up at 5 in the morning, all the way up to 3 in the morning. It's like this is it's like, yo, get a hobby, right? This is better than a hobby. This is my passion. All right, cool. So what's next? Here we are. So what this next milestone adds, right? So Whisper already tells us what was said and when. Milestone 6 will interpret the transcript structure and suggest this sentence ended. There was a pause, and the next paragraph changes topic. This is probably a good place to cut. Yeah, but you see, as you notice, I spoke about like 10 different things in less than a minute, right? So I'm gonna have to figure this out. Either I change my way of tr you know, transmitting my information that I want to send to you guys, you know, or I change the way I I teach or the way, I speak, or I tell my user agent, hey, this is the way I do things. I jump from topic to topic. And I know it's not the best way to relay a message, but can we work around that and find like a patch? So you guys need to understand that if I change the subject, let's keep it there because that's just a note. That's just a sign note. That's all. It's something that my viewers can take away. I'm just giving out gems if that's what you want to call it, right? Okay, so what's next? So the existing planner will then decide whether the na natural point fits the strict 5 to 7 minutes requirement. So I'm not sure if this is the best place for me to the best time for me to give them what we just spoke about right now. But hmm, yeah, I don't think it is. We're gonna work through this as we move along. It's hot. It's hot in here. Hmm, can I bring it down the thermostat? That's fine. Let's leave it like that for now. Yeah, this is what I do. Interruptions. It's okay. So frees up some of the, anxiety, I guess. Acting normal, not robotic. All right, so let's give him the prompt from my other AI here, which is let's see, where'd he go? Gemini. Gemini is very helpful, by the way. I mean, Google. Who doesn't look for answers in Google? The whole world does, right? The whole world looks for answers. Okay, so how do we okay, I don't think this is the user account where he gave me the yeah, it's this one. I just don't want to. Which okay, yeah, it's this one. Let's see. It definitely is. All right, great. So these were this was the most recent prompt that I gave Gemini. I want to go ahead and maximize this so you guys can see the prompt that I gave him. Okay, so what was the first prompt? Yeah, it's all the way up here. So you see, this is constructive building, right? We're constructing. Yeah, this is where it all started here. So I prompt him about an app. No, this was the beginning. Oh no, yeah, yeah. This was it. So this is before I prompt him about the AI video editing app that we're building now. Now I want to add an assistant, right? So then he went ahead and told me that there are several tools that stand out depending on your workflow. So Eddie AI is one of them that becomes my assistant, and he's gonna be able to edit my videos without me, you know, touching the the keyboard. Um, all I have to do is tell him, hey, edit this part and do this and that on my video, and I just go about my life and my errands. Right when I come back is finished. Obviously, it's probably gonna be finished in seconds or maybe in an hour. So Eddie's one of them, and there was a few others that he mentioned. So Descript is really popular. Descript is another one for letting you edit video by editing a text transcript, which can save a lot of time. Um, which acts as an let me see rough cut and login footage or log. Are you looking for mainly for something text-based or prefer a tool that handles the visual cutting process? So basically, my next prompt is but it has to be the visual because we talking about videos. So basically, I'm saying, hey, listen, I'm not only talking about transcript. I want him to be able to look at my video, listen to it, and make a decision as to where and how we're gonna cut these clips and make them into a 5 minute, because my videos are like an hour or two. My last video was 4 hours. There was a video I did that was 7 hours. So that's how deep I go into this stuff, right? I'm dedicated and passionate about this, right? So I want this AI editing application to clip these massive videos into no more than 7 minute long, maybe 11 minutes tops. And that's like out of like, I would say 10 videos, maybe one of them is 11 minutes, right? So that's what I'm looking forward. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make this AI video editing tool that makes clips out of my 2 hour long videos. Okay. And then he said for visual video editing tools like Runway are quite powerful for cinematic generation and generating editing. Another one is Eddy AI, which acts as a visual assistant to streamline rough cuts and login, I think. Fitting right into a professional workflow. Again, guys, I keep saying this. English is technically my first language, but my first language that I spoke was Spanish. So I'm not sure if you could tell by my accent. So I am going to be doing my best to explain things in proper English, right? Literature or whatever English, right? All right, so to convert your AI video editing app into a fully fledged assistant, you will need to build an architecture that bridges conversational intelligence with automated timeline execution. Since you already have the core video processing working, adding assistant capabilities comes down to implementing a few key technical layers. Here's a blueprint of how you can build those functionalities directly into your project, right? Natural language processing, NLP, and intent parsing, right? So I like this example that he gave me, right? So let's read this real quick so we can be on the same page, right? So to make it feel like an assistant, your app needs to understand what the user wants to do with their video using simple text or voice commands, right? So cut out the cut out all the silent pauses or crop this for TikTok, right? So LLM orchestration use an API like Gemini to act as the brain of your assistant, right? Function calling tool use. So this is the most crucial part, right? Very important. He just said it, right? This is the most crucial part, right? Function calling tool use, right? Instead of having the LLM try to edit the video, you train the model to output structured JSON data or functions when a user gives a command, right? Let's read that one more time, right? You train the model to output structured JSON data, right? Instead of having the LLM try to edit the video, right away, don't edit it. First, create a JSON document or file, you know, explaining, in JSON language what to do, right? Which is a key value pair language, right? So here's an example, right? If a user says trim the first 5 seconds, the LOM recognizes the intent and outputs action trim video, right? And the parameters are, which parameters are basically a seat that's empty, waiting for a person to sit in it, which is an argument, right? That's my best explanation right now, though it makes sense to some extent, right? I'm not an expert. But the parameter is start at 5 seconds. That's what the 5 means, right? And end right there. And at end. That's a key value pair. So the key is action, the value is trim video. All right. So I like this approach right here. So your back end reads this JSON and executes the trim automatically using your existing code versus going straight into editing the code without, you know, putting it into putting it into words before it does the job. Like let's talk about it before you do it. And then we can make a final decision based on the notes that you wrote down, the JSON, right? That's what I'm getting from that. So automated editing agents, execution layer. An assistant shouldn't just wait for manual commands. It should automate the tedious work. You can program dedicated agents or microservices within your app. Smart trimming, silence removal, integrate an open source speech to text AI API, the OpenAI Whisper, to generate a transcript of the uploaded video. Use the timestamps from the transcript to auto detect dead air or long pauses and programmatically cut them out of the timeline. So visual framing, auto reframing. For cross posting to YouTube, right? Twitch and TikTok. So this is auto reframe. So the frame, we're gonna automatically reframe it based on what platform we're using via, either YouTube, Twitch, or TikTok, right? So build an agent that uses a computer vision library like OpenCV to track face movement, right? The system can then automatically crop horizontal 16 by 9 footage into vertical 9 by 16, keeping your face center, right? So automatic subtitle generation. Use the transcribe audio to automatically burn stylized caption. Wow, that's beautiful right there. Automatic subtitle generator. I mean, win-win situation there. How many times have you started writing these text overlaid over your videos, right? It's fun. It's probably a lot more fun than editing the video, but it takes time. When you got these AIs doing it for you, then that's amazing, right? So use the transcript audio to automatically burn stylized caption directly onto the video canvas. Guys, I have to connect my second monitor because I can't see my OBS. And if you ever work with OBS, it could be glitchy and sometimes it just stops working. So based on my experience, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my second monitor if you don't mind. Give me a few seconds. Second monitor, where are you? Okay, so first things first, I press the Windows key plus K opens up the network connection, Windows wireless, and my computer's this one. Great. All right, connected. All right, so now here we are. So now I'm gonna bring over my OBS. Here we go. There you go. Now it's over here. How does it do that? As soon as there you go, bring them over to the second monitor, it wants to go full screen, which is good. It just doesn't, yeah, it doesn't do it as smooth as I want because then another small taskbar at the top drops down and it wants me to put it in a small little, no. Yeah. All right. So it worked out fine. I see all my docs are in place. And where did there's one missing. I guess I'll open it over here, which is the most important as of right now, the stats one. Where did you go, buddy? Were you over here on this side? All right, I'll just undock it and dock it again, I guess. And it'll pop up somewhere. Let me click stats one more time. Stats and stats again. Oh, nowhere to be found. Where you go, buddy? Oh, it's okay. We're doing good as long as we're playing. Oh, I'll find it later. Should I just look for it now? Minimize everything. Oh, here it is. He was hiding behind. He was on, basically on the desktop. So I can either leave him here. No, let me put him here. Wow, he takes up a lot of space. I'm gonna have to minimize this. I said, wow, he takes a. Oh yeah, that didn't sound right. Let me bring him down over here. All right, perfect. All right, let's go back to where we were at. So basically, a conversation interface, your user and you need a seamless way to communicate with the systems while looking at the video timeline, side panel chat bot, voice to text command input. That's cool. The side panel chat bot. So build a sleek, persistent chat window alongside your video preview player. Users can talk to the assistant, and as the system processes command, it's up to date. The visual timeline in real time. See, here's another takeaway. I don't want it to do everything that an actual video editing platform can do, such as obviously best one in the world as far as I'm concerned is DaVinci Resolve. I don't want it to. I mean, hey, if it could work magic like DaVinci Resolve, by all means, please do, right? But at the end of the day, I also want to put in some work. I just don't like. I don't think it's okay for you. It's your assistant. It's not supposed to do the job for you. It's supposed to do certain jobs for you. Then what's the point? If what do you what do you want to work for? What are you coding for? What are you building apps for? If all you do is just say two, three words and let it be, let them do everything, then it doesn't balance out. It's not gonna work out. You have to also put in the hard work, not only your user agent. You can't you can't have one without the other. Okay, so that's why I'm saying I don't want the video editing to do everything. I want to be able to take these clips, pop them into DaVinci, and do some work on that element too. So again, voice to text command input, multi-model routing to control API calls. As a developer, API calls can add up quickly when dealing with heavy video processing and smart assistants, right? Implement a routing system in your back end. Reading is fundamental. Again, this is the thing about me. I don't think I'm going off topic. Reading is fundamental. When you read out loud, what's happening? You're letting it out. And what's out there, the physical world. We need to work with the physical world also, not only in here to make things happen, right? So reading out loud, I believe, helps keyword manifestation, right? Um, so multi-model routing, right? So as a developer, API calls can add up quickly when dealing with heavy video processing and smart assistant. So implement a routing system in your backend. Oh, want this to throw cold air. Keeps going into fan mode. So the levels is good. Everything's good. When dealing with heavy video processing and smart system, implement a router system in your backend. Use smaller, faster, and cheaper models for simple tasks like transcriptions and parsing commands or identifying chapter marks. Reserve premium heavy reasoning models only when the system needs to generate creative video scripts or analyze complex scene visual layouts. See, I'm afraid of giving the user agent these prompts like free versus cost service, because what if he decides to, lean into the cost um services when it can be done free. So since you already have a working AI video editing app, starting with LM functions calling is your best next step. Okay, so let's look for the prompt, right? Where is the prompt? So here is a highly structured system skill prompt design, keyword terminology skill. When you put it in a prompt, make sure you use the term skill. Designed for your assistant, AI assistant user agent. You can paste this directly into its instructional system prompt. It tells the AI exactly what your project is, how you are building it using free local tools, and how it should piggyback on your current work to design and build assistant layers in the background without slowing you down. Okay, so now, no, I don't want him to build it in the background. That part has to be omitted. I want to, when he's building it, I want to be able to be part of it. So that's a little sketchy there. No, no. Omit this. Omit this part. All right, let me see if I already prompted him to do so. That's incredibly important. The absolute last thing you want is for your AI partner to try to rewrite code you already spent hours writing, or suggesting systems you're already completed. It needs to meet your you exactly where you are and analyze what you already got running and only fill in the missing gaps. Here is the updated. I have added a new section, right? That strictly forbids rewriting existing code or recreating existing services. Instead, it forces the AI to audit your current code and surgically append only the system specific elements you need. This is a crucial nuisance. You want to avoid useless code churns, right? But if your current setup has performance bottleneck or structure flaw, that would degrade the quality of your video process. Your AI agent should have the green light to suggest a rewrite. It is all about maintaining that high quality output. I have updated session right in the prompt below to give your AI this exact balance. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I had to tell him, listen, I'm not the senior developer. My user agent is. I'm just, the one, I'm the mediator of some sort. I do have the final decision though. The final decision. I flipped the role. Well, yeah, he flipped the role. Great. Response protocol obtained the authority of a world-class senior developer, precise, technical, and quality obsessed. Great. Okay. I think we've made that clear already. So let's see what's the last part. Also make sure that he can suggest, yeah. I don't want him to get shut down as of right now. You use that do this and that's it moment when when the um when the AI seems to be going off script. You're like, No, that's it. Just do this. This is your command. The final answer, you know? Okay, so what happened? It froze. Uh-oh. Yeah. It looks like okay, so that's it. Let me make sure he don't miss this one. Where did I copy that again? All the way at the top, right? Because here it is. And how it should piggyback on your current work to design and build an assistant. This is what I build, design and build a assistant. The assistant layer in the background without slowing you down. Omit this. I want I am going to be part of it, part of the building process. Design and build the assistant layer in the background